Welcome Aquarians to your November 2020 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below. Or if you want to keep it out of the public forum, you can email me and I will email you your response in private. Now, this month we have quite an interesting reading for you. You start out the month being quite introspective. You are going inside and looking at yourself and really almost pondering your life, your journey through life, your spirituality, and just also, you could also just be really physically going inside in November and just being away from the outside world and just spending time with yourself and reflecting. And I think you are really doing this to try and be the person that you really want to be. And you are going to be quite successful at doing that. This going inside and sort of, it's in a learning phase. You're almost just connecting with God spiritually. Is what's happening for a lot of you Aquarians in November. And as I said, you will be successful at doing that. You are going to find that it benefits you a lot in November. Now, your reading was a little bit different in the sense that you got a reverse cards. Now, ordinarily, I would not read reverse cards. I go through my decks and I put all the cards upright before I start a reading, because I just believe that every card in the deck represents something. So when the King of Coins or the King of Pentacles came out in reverse, it was very specific. The energy was, it flew out, and it was quite obvious to me that I needed to read this card in reverse. So I'm going to interpret the meaning. I'm going to give you the meaning of the card in an upright position, which is the way I would normally read it. But just as a side note, because I feel like there is a specific message for certain people, and it might even only be one person out there, but there is a specific message for some that I feel I need to read the meaning of this card out of the book that belongs to this deck. Okay, so I'll do that. But normally, the King of Pentacles is a card of success and a card of incredible prosperity and success. And it kind of talks about your plans going really well, and it's like money can almost be falling from the sky when the King of Pentacles comes into play. And it talks about hard work, and you've kind of brought the abundance to yourself. You've really worked hard and achieved success for yourself. And it can also talk about a raise or a promotion. And it kind of talks about accepting opportunities that come your way as well. So even if something at first glance doesn't seem to be great, consider taking it, because it's going to pan out for you in the long run. It's going to really be a great opportunity. Now, in terms of a person, this usually is a person that is quite wealthy, quite generous. They're a bit of a workaholic. It can represent an earth sign, so that is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but it's always, I always say it's not so much about the star sign, it's more about the character of the person that the cards describe. So they're quite reliable, this person. And negative, when the cards reverse, that can actually mean the opposite. So there could be someone in November that comes in who isn't this kind of person. And if I read out the meaning from the book, it's quite a heavy meaning. It's quite heavy. So, and it's not written very nicely, but I'm going to read it out anyway. So a man, this describes a man, and now obviously in this book it says man, but it can mean any type of person, so any gender. So this is a person who is stupid and obsequious. He is rude, grim, and envious, always busy with unimportant problems. When they interfere, or when he interferes, the book says, with something, he spoils everything. So it says he and refers to a man, but this can be anyone in your life that if you recognize that person, they're significant in your life in November. And, someone who likes to kiss butt to get where they want to go. They're not a very pleasant person. They're very grim. They're rude and quite envious. So, it's not a pleasant person. And this can be someone that is going to affect you. Or another thing, and this is really hard to hear too, Aquarians, you might be taking on some of these qualities yourself. And that could be why you are going into this hermit stage, to try and maybe recognize that you are maybe turning into one of these people. But also, that's just one message. As I said, this is a general reading, so it just can refer to some people. This situation as well with the King of Pentacles reversed can talk about money going out as well. So you could be financially strained in November, and rather than being wealthy and abundant, things aren't as abundant as they normally would be. So that's another message coming through if the card is read in a reverse position. And it actually could be money going out quite fast. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing that this money is going out because you are spending it on building a stable and strong home, or stable or strong environment for your future. And so a lot of money and energy is getting put into that as well. Also in November, you are really on the beginning of a wonderful new journey, and it could be you've got a lot of fire signs, a lot of wands, and wands are passion and energy and work related stuff and creativity. So you are in a position in November where you've commenced your journey, and you've come to a bit of a crossroad, and you are really, it's quite a good position to be in actually, because either road that you decide to take is going to lead you to quite a stable, strong future, and it's going to lead to success. You've got that Chariot card in your reading, and that really just kind of puts its message across all the cards. So any journey that you're going on, there is success for you. Now, you've also got the Page of Wands. Now, pages are messengers, and they bring in messages about exactly those things that I mentioned about the wands, sorry, the wands suit. So they are going to be, the Page of Wands is bringing in messages about perhaps promotions, new jobs, starting out on and just a new creative project. And this can even be a project about yourself and, you know, starting a new family and a stable structure for yourself in the future, because the Four of Wands does talk about that stability and that strength and, you know, you building something wonderful and passionate, a wonderful home. And the Four of Wands can mean a marriage card. So some Aquarians may be getting married in November or have just been married and are going to be starting that new life together with that person, that other person. Now, the Page of Wands can also represent a fire sign. So that is a Sagittarian, a Leo, or an Aries that may be significant either in your life or in your working life as well. And they are, you know, they could be the one that you are becoming involved with in this wonderful new perhaps work relationship or love relationship. Now, as I mentioned, the Chariot, this just talks about success on any project that you are going to be starting. It can also mean just generally going on a journey, going somewhere, traveling somewhere. It can also mean that you, in November, things aren't going the way, because you've got the Knight of Swords there kind of facing the Chariot. It's like saying to me that also there might not be as much travel that you had normally been planning to do. There is a bit of a standstill if you are planning on going on a journey somewhere that could potentially have issues there. But generally speaking, you could be buying a car, you could be going on a trip, but you will absolutely be having so much success in whatever it is that you will be doing in November. Now, the Knight of Swords there, when I read it underneath the King of Pentacles reversed, it's a very clear message, and I did touch on it before, is that there is financial issues for some of you in November, which isn't very pleasant. But I feel like you are definitely, things are going to be moving away from that situation, and you are definitely, that's kind of, I'm feeling more in the beginning of the month, and towards the end of the month you are really having that stable and strong sort of life that you are really wanting to build. And it's almost like you are getting rewarded for the hard work that you have put in to get to this wonderful place. You know, you kind of have this feeling of comfort and abundance and peace towards the end of the month. And it does have something to do with, I feel like, this opportunity that you are being given. Yeah, it's quite, and it has something to do with the messages of the Page of Wands, messages about a job or a new source of income, or turning a passion into a new source of income as well, and going on that wondrous new journey. But you really have been working hard, and your efforts have been, will be appreciated, I feel, in the end of the month. And you are going to get this turnaround, and there will absolutely be a sense of financial stability. And as I mentioned also before, I keep repeating myself, this is the marriage card for some of you as well. So you will have just become married or are going to be planning on getting married, and that is going to start you on this wonderful new journey. Now, just to read your final card, your oracle card, and the message there is standing firm. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to read it out anyway because these are great messages. So the affirmation for this particular card is, I am noble, brave, and strong. Now, this just popped into my mind. If the King of Pentacles is someone in your life at the moment that you are having issues with, I'm feeling like this card is very much talking to that situation for those people. But for others, I'll just read out what the meaning of the card is. So, stand up for yourself and don't back down. Stand up for those who can't protect themselves. Believe in yourself and hold firm to what you know to be true. You are a force for good. The universe wants you to know there are times to step down and times to negotiate, but this situation doesn't pertain to those. You need to hold high the banner of truth, grace, and compassion. Hold your values without denying the values of others. Remember what is truly important in life and let go of everything else. That's actually such a powerful card. And these cards have questions that come along with them, and they're sort of questions that you're sort of asked to pose to yourself. So I'm going to read those questions out as well. So with this card, it says, is this the time for me to stand my ground? Whom or what do I need to face with strength and fortitude? What might be blocking me from standing firm? So I'm just really feeling like there could be some issues with this King of Pentacles in reverse. Someone who, perhaps you are needing to actually stand your ground with. If they are someone who is a bit stupid, a bit obsequious, they're rude and grim and envious and always busy with unimportant problems, and whenever they interfere, they spoil everything. If this is someone that you're having a bit of a conflict with, stand your ground, because that's the, I feel like that's the message that's coming through. Now, that is your reading for November, beautiful Aquarians. As I said, if this is the first time you've tuned in, click that subscribe button and we can go into a question that you might have about this reading, who this person is, what significance, what's going on for you as well. And also, if you're into crystal jewelry, check out my website at kazana.com.au. There's beautiful crystal pieces there, handmade and hand designed in Australia by an Australian designer. So all the meanings of the crystals are on that website as well. So check those out. Have a great month, Aquarius. Bye.